What's in the tub? Only my favourite tarantula species ever. Hello and welcome back to Ellis Exotics. My name's Jack, and if you like videos on tarantulas, snakes and more, then please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, check out my Instagram page at Elliot's_exotics. Let's get into the video. So today I took a little trip down to one of my favourite reptile shops called Cold Blooded in Raynham. If you haven't been there before, definitely go check it out. So I took a little trip down there and I found this little beauty. Now this is my favourite species of tarantula. Now you're probably wondering, Jack, what could it be? Is it one of the most expensive tarantulas ever? Is it one of the rarest it could ever be? Actually no. It's it's not a beginner species. I'd say it's definitely intermediate. It's an old world. It's not the most expensive. It's definitely not the rarest, but it's definitely my favourite tarantula. In this tub is a female Poecilotheria regalis. Now, these are my all-time favourite tarantula species. Absolutely love them. I think the colours are incredible. They're just, what a species of tarantula. They look incredible. So I'm going to show you the species now. While I'm showing you, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So let's see. Hopefully she doesn't flinch. These can be very scatty. See what you guys think. I can feel my hand shaking, so I'm just going to put a little bit of block underneath it, just so it doesn't shake as much. This is the Poecilotheria regalis, the Indian ornamental tarantula. These are an arboreal species. They can be found in southern India. Now, as you can tell, it's got the white and grey with black markings, and you can see the yellow markings underneath the legs. That is what you're seeing there. Now, with this species, females can live for about 12 years, and they get to about 7 inches. Males live for about 4 years and they get to between 5 and 6 inches. So this is, I've been told this is a confirmed female. I'm so happy. It honestly, this is my all-time favourite species. The colours really pop, especially once they've shed. Just look how beautiful that species is. So we're going to close this up so we don't stress her out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up the enclosure. Now this is going to be a bit different to the other ones that you've seen, but along the same lines. So as you can tell, we're going to be sticking it in another Exoterra. Now, unlike the other ones, where I stick them in the 30 by 30 by 30s, this is a 30 by 30 by 45. As it is arboreal, it does like to live up in the trees or on the trees. Now there's a few things that we are going to do to make it a little bit better. They do like a bit of a humid environment. So instead of the mesh lid that we usually use, we're going to be using this. This is what I created earlier today. So this is just plexiglass with, or acrylic, either one, with some drilled holes in the top, and that is just going to sit on top, and then that'll lock in. Just like that. So this enclosure is going to be built for an arboreal tree spider. Now I'm going to try and make this as bioactive as possible. So we're going to stick in a few little pieces to make it bioactive. If you haven't seen me do a bioactive enclosure before, well, now you're going to see it. So for the hide that we are going to use, instead of just a little bit of cork on the side, I've come up with an idea. Now I've never done anything like this before, so I'm hoping it works. I've created this piece that is just going to sit against the side. Now what this is going to do is this is going to provide a hide as if it was a tree for the tarantula to hide in, because they like to live inside and on the side of trees. What I'm going to do with this as well is, at the moment, on the side you can see it. As it's going to be on my shelf, we're not going to see it. So what I will do is I will cover this up with a piece of cardboard. Might not look that fancy, but you're not really going to see it. So that is just going to make sure that if I need to check on the tarantula for any point, I can remove it, see it, make sure it's all good, close it back up again. Tarantula's hidden, tarantula's happy. I'm also going to do the same on top. I'm going to hot glue this cork. As it's stuck like that, I don't really want that, so I'm just going to put a couple of bits up and down the side. Now we've got the hide hot glued, and that's quite firm now. There is another piece of decor that I want to hot glue in up high, just so it will use it, if you know what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. So this little wedge piece here, I want to hot glue this. There was good. So what I'm going to do is, once that's on there, I'm then going to hot glue Enclosure little water dish, and that will just sit on top, so it'll go high, and hot glue that on there as well. Now the next step in this is we're going to, as I said, we're going to make it bioactive. So to make it bioactive, we're going to have a drainage layer, a mesh layer on top of that, and then the substrate. So let's first start with the drainage layer. Right, now we've got the drainage layer in, on top of that we need a mesh layer. So we are going to be using this. This is a mesh layer from Enclosure. And just to make sure that we get the shape, I've already cut it to 30 by 30. But what we're going to do, so I'm just going to cut out where roughly the hide is, so it doesn't all stick up. Now it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You don't have to worry about that. But this is just so there is a layer between the substrate and the clay balls. Yeah, we're going to need more. Before we stick any more in, is we're going to stick in a tub of these guys, just to help keep it a little more bioactive, is we're going to stick in some tropical wood lice. There's a few in there, so you can see these guys scatter everywhere. Stick in some more of the soil, so it'll tease the roots out. All the leaves fell off. I think we're going to stick the other one around here. I think that's where I want it. This one's a bit dry because this one has been in the sun a bit. Very dry. Well, hopefully we can bring this back to life. Hopefully this will do a bit better in here than it was in my front room where the cats were trying to eat it. Now that we've got two plants in there, what we're going to do now is we're going to give it a water. Let's do the moss on here. Stick this about there. Right, I've done it. Let me show you what I've done. I mean, it's not incredible. It's not a masterpiece. I never got A levels in arts and crafts. But I'm going to show you what I've done. Right, at the top, I have a little flap so I can see inside without causing too much trouble. Now I know what you're thinking, damn, that looks awful. But you're not going to see it, I'm not going to see it, the tarantula's not going to see it, as long as it's dark in there for the tarantula. But what I can do is when I want to see the tarantula, if I need to check on it, I can have a little look, there it is. The only thing left to do now is to get the tarantula in there. Let's give that a go. So what I'm going to try and achieve here is to put the tarantula around here, and hopefully it will make its way up inside the little hole that we've made it, its little tree. That's what I'm hoping will happen. So let's give this a go. Let's make sure the top's done up. Let's not be too silly here. Let's have a catchy cup ready. And let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get this little guy out. Come on. Look at that. It almost blends in straight away. Look at the colours on that, man. So if we can just touch this little foot, it should go. There we go. And touch this one. And then the back. And it's found its little home. Guys, what do you think? Now let's give it a little look in its little hide. Hopefully you can see that quite well. Let's give this a little look. Hopefully you guys can see it. It should be up there at the moment. It almost blends in so well. Right, let's close that up, let it do its thing. And that is my favourite tarantula in its enclosure. Let me know what you guys think of the enclosure. Does it look okay? Would you do something different? Did I do okay? Now I know, as I said, the bits on the side and the top are a bit shoddy, but it will do for now. Until I maybe think of something a bit better, maybe use dark acrylic to put on top. But for now, that works for me. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. As I said, this is my favourite species of tarantula. It may not be the brightest colours, it may not be the rarest or the most expensive, but this tarantula has a special place in my heart. Absolutely incredible species. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And maybe, just maybe, if you haven't subscribed and you are watching, give it a subscribe. Really helps me out. I put a lot of time and effort into the videos, and the appreciation from you guys is incredible. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.